Hey, everybody. Skip Garland, Mid America Dirt, and I'm super excited to be joined by Kody Cook from Hope, Florida. Kody, how you doing today, man?
Good, sir. Good, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. So we talked about this before we started recording. What am I looking at back there behind you?
This is currently my 602 car. It's a 2023 Longhorn. We have an updated 17 over there that's now a 24 updated. That's going to be the 602 car, and this will be the 604. But right now, we're still rolling with it until everything comes together.
Okay. So Kody, you come from a racing family?
Kinda. I had some cousins that done it pretty avidly. My dad was a dirt bike guy. Him and his brother run dirt bikes their whole childhood, young teenage life. Um, and I got just started going on Friday nights as a young kid, and that was just something I wanted to do. And you kind of stayed at it with the mentality of that's what I wanted to do, and the good Lord, kind of played the cards where it worked out that way. I had my first car gave
That's
to
awesome.
me. Uh, it was blowed up at the time, but my neighbor, she gave it to me, and then it wasn't a couple weeks later, another car was gave to me that was wrecked, but the same kind of car with a good motor. So it's just crazy how everything come together,
Worked
and
out.
it's still doing that, till this day. And this 26 to be year 20 that I've done this. And
Okay.
it's the
All
way
right.
the
Good deal. So what did you start out in?
Oh, we started out in Stinger. I had a little Saturn car, is the one that got gave to me. And funny story is, they kind of got a big name there, but when it first happened, nobody had one. It was kind of a unheard of car at the time. And then right after I got the car, they kind of become pretty big, not because of me, just in general. They kind of got out there. So that was another part of it. Not only did I get a car for nothing, I got the right car for nothing. But we got our first win, our first season. We only run Baker at the time. It was Blackman Motor Speedway at the time, but now called Northwest Florida Speedway.
Okay.
But we won our first year, and we flipped our first year, and it was a wild first year
Oh,
for us.
all right. So, how did you progress from there? I mean, what did you go into? You just go straight into late models, or do you do some other classes?
Well, basically, yes. I run the front wheel drive class for quite a few years. We had 7 championships in the end. I can't count how
Nice.
many wins. We ended up having a bunch of second place. Me and Tally, back in the day, we went everywhere, battling it out. And then we had some more friends kind of join on as we got into our teenage years. And there was one point in time, there was 15 or 16 of us that were just buddies or associates, that would all go race. And we was always good in that level, and I wanted to take it to the next level. But like everybody, funding, what do you do? And I got with my wife, and
Yeah.
she nudged me in the nudge I needed to go, and we jumped, and we took the limp out there, and we done good our first year. And we've hustled and progressed since then, and luckily enough, we're able to do what we do now. It's always a journey, though. We never know what the next year brings. Just we all love it. Gratefully, my kids love it. My wife enjoys it as much. It's not as hard for me to do it as it is for some people. In that aspect, I
Yeah,
would say.
yeah. No joke, man. You got your family behind you. That's big. And you
Yes,
were telling me, I mean, it's kind of just you and your family most of the time, right?
90% of the time, you'll see it's just me and my wife, and we usually have a babysitter for the babies, but we like to take them, as much as we can. It's hard to for her to be productive and help me and have them there. It makes for
Yeah.
a long night. Uh, she practically does all my tire work for me. I taught her that earlier in the last year, I guess you would say. And that's something she enjoys doing. So that's kind of something she looks forward to in an aspect each time we go. And I get to focus more on what the track's doing, and maybe watch the times and see where the lines are coming in at, and try to educate and learn myself, to keep up with these guys. It's hard to do
Yeah.
when there's just the competition is so stiff now. You show up to these big races, and you're not running 5 or 6 good guys. You're running 20, 25 good guys.
Yeah. I mean, I late model racing still, I mean, You do still have a lot of late model racing down there in that part of the world, don't you? A lot of late models. I was
Yeah, it's
talking to
kind
Kenny
of
Collins the
odd
other day,
though
and
how.
he said it's pretty healthy.
Yeah, and it's the classes is the weird part. They change them so much from track to track. A couple year ago, we had, I would call it, really good car count of 604, 602s every week. And then, they kind of ended the 604 class hoping that would all merge to 602, and it didn't. So it kind of got messed up. But overall, yeah, we manage okay. We do pretty good in the area.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So, did you run crate racing USA a lot, or what? What
That's
do you
what we try to.
what do you do?
That's what we try to stick with is crate racing. We run a couple of the Red Dirt Series races last year, just because that was sanctioned the night we wanted to run that track. Really, it wasn't because of the series. They actually carry a weight rule that I don't 100% agree with, and they're so crazy on the tire rules sometimes it makes it hard on us racers that are stuck on Hoosiers, to go be able to run these races with them. They pretty much make you buy American racers in some scenarios. So that
Okay,
is
so
the
crate racing USA is Hoosier, and the other one you're talking about is American Racer.
yeah, which I wish they had the playing field open a little more, but
Yes.
around here we're stuck on Hoosiers. So I mean that's all we have. And when you go to these one or two races a year that call for American racers, it's just we don't have those. You know what I mean? And it's back to either buying a bunch and
Yeah.
for one race or not going.
Yeah. I mean, and American Racer is a little bit more affordable, but they're still what, right there around 200 a piece or something like that,
Last time I
right?
bought one was 175, I believe. Last time I bought one,
Okay.
which they are. I wish we could pay that for all of our tires. Like I said, I'm only prone to Hoosier because I run them so much. I was forced to run them though. So if I were to
Yeah.
run American racers like that, they would probably be just as good. I'm just not familiar with them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you do pretty good in the points in the crate racing USA, or did you not run enough
Well, we to be
get up in
honest,
there?
we didn't run enough touring races to really stack up with the touring series, but we got second in our local track here. And it was crazy enough. We only hit it when there wasn't a big race that locally that we could hit. Crate racing. When I say locally, within 4 hour radius of us, we try to hit them. But if they was further than that, we would find a local track just running a regular show. But we run, like I said, third in points at Milton for the last 2 years. We had a close battle there with Ricky Gilmore at the end of the year. He was 20 something points ahead of us there in the last race. It's just luck of the draw. We done good at the couple races we could run over there, and it just put us in a position to be 30 for 2 years in a row. Which is kind of cool. We didn't really plan for it, and it just worked out.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So you try to stay within 4 hours of the house. That's your radius on the travel.
Yes, sir. And mainly like us back to the work schedule deal. If it's a
Yeah,
2 day
I
show,
got you.
I usually never make practice because of work. If they usually do that on Thursday, and I'll shut up about Friday at lunchtime-ish, and I'll haul butt to my 4.5 hour radius track and show up and unload and
I
try to
got you.
make a weekend of it. But really, work's the only reason we don't. I would like to travel further, and try new tracks. What was our track count? That was one of our big goals this past year was to up the amount of new tracks we've been to. And I think we're somewhere around the 21 mark. We're at 21 tracks now. Um, we
Hey,
want to
that's pretty good. Yeah,
yeah. Um, we a lot of those is one time. We haven't been back repetitively, but we want to get that
yeah,
up more and just learn the different parts of the world. When it comes to dirt wise, you get up into y'all's neck of the woods there. It's different. Our sand we have to play with around here. I guess the learning part of it enthuses me as much as driving one of these things. So I keep
yeah,
learning.
yeah. Go ahead.
Sales make it, like quote unquote cost effective, but it sure makes it
Yeah,
limited when it comes to getting work done or parts or stuff like that. Um,
yeah,
but your next option is limited, so what do you do there? Well, I don't necessarily 100% like crates, but I don't hate them. I just don't like some of the rules they have that was put into play to make it cost effective. It just didn't work out that way, and it affects us. But
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I've talked to some guys about. Here recently they said it was supposed to be the entry point.
Yes.
What people could afford better to get in. Now it's getting so expensive that it's getting pretty rough. Even
It
that,
is.
even like the crate stuff.
I had the
So
opportunity to end up with a pretty good, um, super motor. It ain't no, big 440 or nothing like that, but it was a decent piece, and it had won races. And to the same price tag as you can get a 604, carb header out the door. And I was getting it with carbon headers. And when you start putting numbers together for what you're buying in these crate cars for versus what you're getting, it's big. When you're getting a production made, cast block that's they're charging $10,000 for now, is just, I don't see how they can do it. But we keep buying them,
yeah,
so
is
they'll
that a
keep selling.
604?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like 10 to 12 for a 604, and then what, like 8 to 10 for a 602 or something like that.
Yeah, the
New
last
ones.
prop I quoted the 602 like a month ago, and it was 87, I believe, by the time I got it to me. And we
Yeah,
bought
that's what I
one
was thinking.
2 years ago. It was 6,000. It's already went up over $2,000 in 2 years. It ain't
Yeah,
going down, that's for sure.
but yeah, I mean, it's I love late models, man, and I don't care. I mean, honestly, I don't care what they got in them as long as a fan. I don't care
Yes,
what
sir.
they got in them as long as the racing's good because I just love
A
late
hundred
models.
percent.
I
A
mean,
100%. Ultimate dream. We want to be in a
yeah,
supercar, but we do what we do, and we learn what we can in this, and then hopefully the right person sees us one day and gives us that opportunity, we're ready for it then. So that's kind of the goal. I guess everybody chases the same general theme. We're just another one out there doing it each
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you got to have help. I mean, unless you're some kind of millionaire or something,
You get
unless you're a
lucky to
rich
win the
person,
lottery.
you yeah, no joke. Well, I was really hoping that one that got one in Arkansas would have been over here at my house, but
Was
it
I
wasn't.
was playing for that 1.8 billion. I was playing for it. Yes, sir.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. That would have been fun. But yeah, it's you got to have help or get on board with somebody that can do it, and it's to compete. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, yes,
guess
sir.
I don't know.
I will say,
You have to.
there's no way without the people that has helped me. There's no way. Daniel Martin. He's, hats off to him. Outside of the shot guy world, he's just been there for questions, and he's helped me a bunch. Shep Lucas, just head full of knowledge, that's been there to answer questions when I needed them. Frank Wilson, David Smith. There's been a bunch of what I looked up to as a kid, people that has helped them. They want to see the class grow as well. So that means a lot. As a they willingly don't have to do that, and they do. Just for us little guys to be able to compete with the touring guys and such. And it's nice to see it. You don't get that in a lot of sports, and racing is one of those family and tied ordeals that you will see the good in people. Now, of course, people get mad,
Yeah,
and we all do, but we get over it easier, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I understand, man. That's what I told somebody, today or yesterday. I said, I've met some of the best people I've met, or have something to do with racing. I mean,
Yes, sir.
I've been blessed to meet a lot of good people doing this, and
Bet in your work you
man,
see a bunch of
really.
people. Sure.
Yeah, for real,
Mhm.
man. I mean, I think I've had 80 something people that's on the podcast. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, man. It really is. I've made some good friends, and I'm a fan of everybody that come on the show. I mean, I root for everybody who comes on this show. I'm a fan of them. And sometimes that gets kind of hard when you got a
Yes,
bunch
sir.
of them racing against each other.
That's it. Yes, sir. You don't know who to pull for.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, I'm planning on, well, I mean, there's a lot of you guys that I'm interviewing here right around this time that are all kind of down in the same area. And I
Yeah,
plan on
when I
coming down
seen
there at some
Kendall, I
point.
was
So
like, "That's cool. It's right here."
Yeah, I'm going to see some of you guys racing against each other here at some point this next season. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. But it happens a lot. I mean, especially up here in this part of the world up here. But yeah, man, super fun. It really is, man. I can't race, so I like to talk about it and talk to the people who do it and try to get local and regional people on here and hear their stories and learn something, man. I do this so I can learn stuff. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
And if other people watch, that's awesome. Maybe I can help you get a fan, help get somebody new to a dirt track. Hopefully,
Well,
is the
that's what,
goal.
I was about to
A lot
say,
of
what
people,
you do means the world to us too as racers. We need this. We need people to hear our story, if we're ever gonna have that. Of course, people want to see a race car go around in a circle and do good while you're doing it, but people also want to know people too. I've I've wanted to
you
do the
bet.
social media deal more heavily. My older daughter, she wants to do all the editing and that such, and we've thought about it. Maybe this would be my push to do it. Um, but I've got to kind of, start spreading the word more. So I was grateful. I'm beyond happy whenever I got your message.
Yeah,
We had another. I forgot who it was. Somebody had reached out a couple weeks ago, and it ain't lined up yet. So you made it work, and that meant a lot to us. We've looked forward to it. Me and my wife is set up, and it's just we was ready for 7 o'clock today.
yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on and talking to me. And you're right about the social media stuff. I mean, this day and age, yeah, and it's tough. I mean, the kids probably know way better than I do. I mean, if I had
Oh yeah.
my kids are all out, in college and grown up and whatnot. Uh, if I could have those kids, they know how to do it. Uh,
Yes, sir. They amaze me,
I was, hey, hey, I, hey, I was talking to a guy that's been on the podcast for this afternoon. We were talking about this. We've got a little farm, here we take care of, and I started a TikTok for it, and a Facebook and YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
Um, and we just had we had some calves drop. I think it was last week. I've got more views on a calf video than I have on anything I've done racing.
It's funny how that works, ain't it?
Well, that is how small a niche we're in. You know what I mean? Um, so you have to push that social media pretty hard. I think this day and
Yeah, that's
age,
the
you
part I don't
just you just got
understand.
to.
Like you said it well. That's in the part of the ditch we're in. It makes you wonder why it doesn't get pushed harder. You know what I mean? Like
I don't
they'll
know.
push so much
I,
stuff.
I
This
yeah,
football,
I
for
don't know. I don't know
instance,
why. Yes,
you, that shows the level of how it can be presented. But I guess NASCAR kind of is their slogan.
yeah. I don't know, man. There's a lot of tracks that need to be working harder. I think it's social media,
Yes, sir.
and promoting on that. But yeah, I mean, drivers, race teams and stuff. You gotta do that. I think now it's
Okay.
that's the world we live in, man. That's the world we live in now.
It for sure is. It's just like Amber Bronson. She just the silly farm chores deal turned into a big ordeal now. I can only
Yeah,
imagine how much each one of them compliments the other one. Kyle, and then Amber versus Kyle. So I mean that's just from social media.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
outside that
I
racing
mean,
rim
some of those.
again, like you was talking about. It wasn't all racing themed, even though it's Amber. It was the farm chores that I believe that helped it so much.
Well, hey, I'm a big believer in you race car drivers could just set up a camera and point it at your car while you're doing something to it and make a video, and people are going to want to see it. I mean, that's what people like to see, man. They like to see the cars, what you do to them. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that.
That's
I've
what I
I've
I
tried to
really
tell some guys that.
contemplated. I'm gonna start doing it. I just got to do it. I've thought about it. I've got the stands and stuff now. I just need to quit putting it off. And bite my tongue a little more and use the right wording.
Oh man, no, people like that. People like it gritty, man. That people want to see the real deal. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Well, it gets that way
And you won't
sometimes.
see me. you won't see me aggravated. Well, you don't know I'm aggravated on here ever. I don't think, but I don't get all, I don't cuss a lot or do anything out on here because I have kids on here. You know what I mean? I have kids
Yes,
that
sir.
come on the show, and I don't want to do that on here. I'm not saying that when we cut this off that I'm not going to go down there and, you know,
Yes,
you
it may
know,
happen.
talk like episode of Trailer Park Boys or something. You know what I
Yes, sir.
mean? but but no, man, people like the real stuff, and and if you're a driver, man, yeah, freaking turning the camera on that car and letting people see what you do to it. Because I like doing it. I like going out and just, going to the pits and just watching guys work on the car. Man, it's super interesting.
Yeah, we thought about doing, like a pre-race, get ready with us through the week type deal. And
Yeah,
a couple nights put a video together and then do like a go into the track one day at the track deal. And just I'm
yeah,
gonna post a couple of them, see how they go, and if I feel like I'm months in and it's not beneficial to keep doing, then we won't. But I feel like we'll
yeah.
be okay.
Well, it's worth a shot, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we ain't got nothing to
Yeah.
lose. A little bit of time.
No. Yeah, you don't. You don't have anything to lose on it, man. You really don't. Hey, you got somebody. Yeah, somebody now. I share everybody. Everybody's been on the podcast. I try to share everything I see of my people that have been on here. So
Yes, sir.
I'll,
Well, we
I'll do what
thank.
I can to help you out with it. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'll do anything I can to help you out with it. Cody, so next year the plan is you're going to try to do some more, hit the crate racing USA a little bit harder
That's the goal.
this season.
We have like I said, I talked about before, a couple people that has kind of committed to coming on board with us. That would change the playing field to where if we could be able to do it or not. Just tire expense, stuff like that, help us each week with two cars, especially. I would like to believe I could say 100% that you would see a lot more of us this year in the touring series. Within the next month, that will really be the determining factor. So maybe with my new social media, whatever I come up with, I'll be able to keep y'all up to date. Maybe see what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure you're like everybody else. You could always use more sponsors. I mean, everybody can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Justin's with
Everybody can.
who you see behind me here. He's a buddy of mine. But hats off to him. He's a racer too. He's got a pure factory stock, but he's one of my big helps. He does it multiple times a year, not just one of those one time. With outside of him, and sanitation, which they help us. This is a trash company around here, and then
Okay.
myself is about the big ones. And then we have my buddy Jason. He's on here. He gets a couple tires throughout the year. Yeah, Ace Hardware. That's another one of my big ones. They do about I don't know, a couple thousand a year. Then we have a couple little ones, like I said, Fortune Landscaping, Wood Duck Designs, Ultimate Waste. There's a couple of them that Terry Egan Trucking that do like 500. It's not a whole bunch. Not to be ungrateful with it, but it's like a one time ordeal. We get the sponsor, we get
Yeah.
Drama
I
Fuel
got
or
you.
something, and we roll on. But we're very grateful for them. We're grateful to have something on the car to even display. So don't take that the wrong way. But it definitely
No, I
would be
got you, man.
better if we had something more consistent. That makes it easier throughout the year. Well, I guess what I'm getting at is we have like a month or two throughout the year to where it's kind of sponsor help friendly on us, and then the rest of the year we kind of have to tote it. And
I got you.
you know, there's months where if work's tough and life's tough, then we're tough, and then there's months where we're
Yeah.
okay. It's all like everybody,
Yeah.
it's the same struggle everybody goes through.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I know, man. I promise you, I know. I hear it a lot, and uh, I mean, I know how it is. Everybody needs more sponsorship, and I try to hit it home as much as I can that it's a great way to advertise, great way
Yes,
for
sir.
business to advertise their money. Spend that advertising money on a racer. And folks, if you're watching, help Kody out here and get your name on that car. Help a racer out, local racer, local track, anything you can do. Let's uh let's
Another thing
advertise
after
and help
racer,
racing.
we we want to do more than just seal the deal. Really want to try to generate some kind of revenue back to the business, in whatever form that is. And I've really been thinking on that. Each one of my sponsors, obviously they're different companies, so you have to do it in different ways. But like this is a diesel shop, for instance, and I run automotive repair, smaller stuff. So I'm constantly promoting him for all the big stuff. So I mean, us as racers, yes, we need the sponsors, but we also have to put in more footwork when we get them. We gotta grind twice as hard then to get them what they want, and then they'll help us out more. And then I think us racers has kind of done that to the sponsors. We've been bad about saying we're going to give you the world and then get the get the money and jump jump ship, and it's got us in a
Yeah,
spot
I
now to
got
where
you.
nobody wants to help. So we really need to sell for our sponsors. That's my big goal now
Yeah.
is in whatever way it is, try to get some, whether you don't sell or not, just exposure, get them exposed more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's where that social media comes in handy too. I mean,
Yeah, I got to do
getting them
that. I
out
know
there
that's a
on
big
that too.
downfall on my behalf. That's a matter of fact, that's one of the first questions you get asked. Um, what is your social media content, or what all platforms are your on, or such. And my wife does all of mine. The few things I have is stuff that she's tagged me in. So I've got to get better at that. That's where I've been slacking. So social media is definitely going to be where it gets out there, but I've got to
Yeah,
step up my end of the.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, your team social media. I mean, yeah, that's you know that for sure. Definitely get those sponsors, out on that, and that's what business need to realize. Not only is it their social media, they sponsor you. They're on a car, and your social media is putting it out. So yeah, it's a great way to get exposure. And what the cool thing about race fans, they're pretty loyal. Race fans
Yeah,
are loyal to. They
very
support
loyal.
racers and racing
Yes,
and
sir.
people that support racing.
Yes, sir. It's
I've said it
fact.
before. I've said it before. I'm not a Nick Hoffman fan, but if I go to the convenience store, guess what kind of energy drink I'm getting? I'm getting an ice if I'm getting an energy
Yes,
drink.
sir.
You know what
Yes,
I
sir. Yes, sir. Support the local.
mean? Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's
Uh,
uh, Ashton Winger said it the other day. He was talking about how tight knitted the racing community is. He said if I left a racetrack or he said I can speak for pretty much any racer. If I left the racetrack and got down the road and my worst enemy had a flat tire, I'm gonna stop and help him change his tire and make sure he's all right. You know what I mean? And that explains the racing community to the T. It's even if
well,
you're
that's
having
like
problems with
the
it.
guy. That's like I had that Kenny Collins on. Kenny Collins Signs, right? He does
Yes, sir.
G.R. Smith, like
Yeah,
Greg
I
Troutman
watched that.
stuff.
Where the
And yeah, and they had that, Scotty Parker, the Dirt King
had a
guy, had
blowout
those
on the
flats on
trailer or
his
something,
car, and
didn't he?
yeah, and Kenny called up some folks, man. They had him fixed up and all back on the road, racers.
Yeah, he said there's a bunch of racers come over and joined in and
Yep,
help them get them going. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's just a prime
sure enough,
example of
man.
it's not just here; it's everywhere. Anywhere you go, they're like that.
Yeah, yep,
We've been at the tracks
100%,
before, and my wife
100%.
she'll be recording, and the kids will be giving her a fit, getting up or down or whatever, and you'll have your locals beside you wanting to assist with your kids and stuff, and you have to be skeptical in this day and age and stuff like that, but
Yeah,
not so much at the
yeah,
racetrack. It's different, at the racetrack you can just get the
yeah.
vibe that you're at home. It's family.
Heck yeah, heck yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Oh, Kody, I know you probably. Do you have anybody else you want to shout out or any sponsors you want to thank?
Man, well, I've got to hit all of them while I'm on here. The best way I do this. Do you have that list still? Okay, here
Hey,
we go.
you can pick that camera up and walk around that car if you want to. It don't make me any difference.
Here, let's do that.
Let's see that. What is it? A 2023 Longhorn, right?
Yeah, it's a 23. Let's see if we can get it in here. Let's see here. We got the engine builder, Coastal Machine. It's up there backwards. Todd Blizzard
Okay.
out of Pensacola. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. Nope, I don't think I can. All right, so we got Coastal Engine and Machine. We have our Adams Sanitation, local trash company here. RPM, that's us. Stanton Automotive. Mr. Rick Stanton, Crestview, Florida. We have Mr. Terry Egan Trucking. Mr. Terry Egan's a good friend of mine. He's a dump truck owner and operator. He loves racing just as much as all of us. He's literally a sponsor just to say he's part of the team. He loves it that much and just don't want to give up on it, you know?
That's awesome.
Like I said before, Justin's diesel. It's Dusty is the guy I'm talking about. They're a 50-50 partner deal. Justin has a shop in town. Dusty has the heavy shop out here in Holt. And just hats off to both of them. They've been here since day one of the late model world. The first car I ever bought 4 years ago. So they are the real soldiers. They're the ones that's been here and been with us. This is the little sneak peek. There ain't nobody else seen that. So that's something to release. That's
Well, that's cool, man.
that's my baby there.
Ultimately, precision drywall is.
Yeah, you got me lost already. Yeah. So Ace Hardware of Defuniac Springs, Crestview. Adam Sanitation of Okaloosa County. Ultimate Waste of Hope, Florida. Leo Derrick. You got Justin Richmond and Dusty Davis. Terry Egan, Adam Sanitation. Oh, we can't forget the one and only Scooter Fredrickson, Cruise Orange Beach. He's sponsoring the Clash on the Coast that's coming up here in a couple weeks. But he is also a local
Cool.
racer.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
He's a crate racer too, and I met Scooter in racing. And he has become a close friend of ours. But he's actually the reason that we was able to race the two races of the year. He let us borrow a motor. We lost a motor at Why Not, and Scooter fulfilled our
Man,
dreams for a weekend.
that's cool.
So I told him I would put a sticker on my car. So
That's awesome,
here
man.
it is.
Heck yeah.
Jason Odom, I don't think I gave him a big enough shout out. That is Precision Drywall. He's another one of those guys that's been on my car since day one. The funniest part about that is Jason doesn't care for racing pretty much at all. He don't have no desire for it. But I've known him since I was a little kid, and I'm his personal mechanic. And he just sees the love that I have for racing outside of racing. And because of that, he's always wanted to be part of my sponsor. But he's never been to a race. He's never watched a race. He don't care to know what happened. He just does it because I love to do it, you know. And he's he don't really know the true funds behind it. So you get a couple $100 here and there, which I'm overly grateful for. You know, he's just it's funny to me that somebody sees that in me that ain't never been to the racetrack. I'll go to the convenience store every morning, and I have to give them a race update. You know, each one of the workers, and it's I guess that's part of being in a small community.
That's cool, man. That's super cool. Wow, well, a lot of businesses they could do that. I mean, they could just sponsor you like that. That's pretty awesome. That's awesome. It really is. Well, Kody, man, it was super awesome to meet you. I appreciate you coming on here and talking to me. And
absolutely,
man, hopefully I'll get to see you race this next coming season.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Hopefully I'll get to see you in person here pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's super cool. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate you coming on. It's good meeting you.
Yes, sir. We thank you. And if you ever want to do it again, we'd love to.
All right, man. That sounds good.